Darkest here. Alright, so I got your stuff and I was going through. So what I noticed is that, well, you did walk, you did run, but they are not really, uh, how to say, perfect ones. Now, of course, nobody can at this point do perfect, but you are portfolio 5, and I was expecting you to have a little bit more knowledge of some stuff about walks and runs. I mean, this is, you know, I'm pretty sure you did already some walks and runs, right? So I don't know how that ended up, but this one has some really basic problems. Let's see what exactly I'm talking about. For example, let's take first a look at the runs. When you are shooting your play blast, very last key, who is supposed to look exactly like very first key, should not be rendered, because then if you're rendering last and first, then that one lasts double on the screen than the other images. So that's why it feels like something is happening there, like that one sticks there longer than the other ones. Now, okay, so as he is running, I can see he's going up and down. You fix that, but there's some strange head. I guess that's really fast. Somehow he really dunks it down fast. And for some reason this other one, it's not. So for some reason this head goes down much faster. Whoop. Do you see that? Boop. Dip. Dip. Incredibly fast. While when he does it with the other leg, the timing seems to be different. So this is nicer as he's going down. But I don't know exactly what is the spacing between your keys. Now, it's really hard for me to say from this angle what is going on as being problematic. That's why I had to go actually in Maya. So you see how here he goes up and then he kicks back with his head. That kick back and then forward he moves again. So there is this, a move back that is not really necessary there. Probably, should be fixed, because the body should go just up and down. You have to think of this guy being on treadmill. So if you are on treadmill, what's happened is, let's say this is treadmill, right? Oh man, that's thick. So this is treadmill. Two wheels, and it's connected like that, and it's constantly rotating, right? And if you have a person here running, that he's gonna stay here all the time. He's gonna go up and down, and take a look at some people in the gym when they run. They go up and down. They don't go back and forth, right? So the motion is here. This is what's happening, not zigzagging here. As this is rotating, actually, right? It's you know, as a ground moving under you. So it's kind of simulation of run. So that's why it looks like he's running on the same spot. That's why it's called running in a circle, right? Okay, so I was looking here at your Maya stuff, right? And I noticed that some stuff is just kind of strange. Okay, if this is contact, right? And it is, and actually looks quite a good contact, I would say. It's the leg is straight, the contact with the heel, fine. Then what's happening here? Why this foot is not flat? Why is he on toes? This pose should be down on completely flat. Here, he should be completely flat. Here, he probably starts going towards this, but you see, this one should also be on the ground. The toes, just this part of the toes, should be down on the ground. What I'm talking about is this. The leg is supposed to be straight. This one, right? And then foot goes like that, but then there is a ball of the foot that is actually flat on the ground, this part. So this is supposed to be pose where he is pushing himself off the ground, and what you have here is this, but it's off the ground already. Now with the other leg, he is flat, just as he's supposed to be, and here too. And here is fine, but then it shouldn't be off the ground yet. That one should be also. This one, as you can see with this one, you don't really have straight leg as you have it with this one. Although, like I said, both of them should be on the ground, pushing off. Also, there is a problem with your graph, because if I choose the hips and with this all upper part, he should move nicely, rotating back, left, right, left, right. In order to do that, right, your graph would look like this. If this is 0, right? Your graph editor, this is 0. Your curve would go from one side on the other side, this side, yes, right? There would be a rhythm on it, right? Now, there is no rhythm in your curve. So if this is plus and the other side of 0 is minus, so if this key here, is, let's say, 5, then this key here has to be -5. That's, if chest, for example, this one, turns on one side, this one, and it reaches +5, then when it rotates on this side, it has to be -5. So it goes 5, -5, 5, -5, and so on for every rotation that is there, for hips, for upper chest, or maybe also on the spine if there is more controls on it. Oh, wrong one. So Maya. After this being stretched, right, contact, after contact, his head goes towards the left side here. But then when he goes on the other leg, he goes again on the left side. How come he's not going now on opposite side? And if you look at these controls here, it looks like he's rotating this way. Fine. Fine. And then he's pointing right now towards us, and then continues going that way. He was here going that way, and then going kind of back, and then, so there is no consistency, is rotating. You see, from here, he rotates this way, rotates this way. Now he's here kind of facing, if I'm looking at these controls, facing us, still facing us. There is no rotation here, still facing us, and then finally moves, continues. So I don't think there is a consistency in rotating hips and chest. This pose looks kind of strange because, well, this knee shouldn't go in, it should be out. Also, I think that these feet are not rotated in Y. They should be rotated in Y, so that you have a nice rotation there. So I would move it like this. I would open it a little bit. It looks better right away. And also feet should have rotation. Rotation Y 26. So that 6 on rotation Y is not enough. It's supposed to be in negative actually. We are going in positive. You have 6, positive 6, while it should be actually on opposite side, probably -17 or so to look proper. Because when we are walking or running, our feet are a little bit open. There is an openness, right? Your toes are pointing on the side. They are not facing forward. So, if you're looking at your rotations, Y, it looks, here is a flat thing. That means that at this point it does not move at all on this control. There shouldn't be any flats at all. This line should always go wavy, up and down, up and down. This one is also almost flat. The values on this one and that one are almost the same. And yeah, this is also strange wave. So when you're doing walk or run, you have to always think of movement in the hips, spine, and chest. As one thing goes on one side, it has to come back with the same timing. And that's why graph editor is perfect for to deal with it. The same goes for the other controls. The rhythm kind of feels okay. But there is, like I said, many things that are just kind of funky. You know, wouldn't be nice actually that at this point he's a little bit on this side. The weight shift is missing. Translation X is 0. How come translation X is 0? How come he's not? So that means you are not really shifting weight at all. How is it possible to beat Portfolio 5 without knowing that you are supposed to shift the weight? In order to lift this leg, you have to shift the weight of the character. So that he will, you know, the weight of the body is over supporting leg, and this one can go actually up in the air. So there is no shifting weight. Let's see your walk. Why is he stomping boom, boom, boom so much? You don't find it kind of strange that as he's walking that he's stomping down, boom? I found it quite unusual because that's not how we walk unless we wanna walk. He comes from the up pose all the way down, boom, without any in-betweens. There is no foot roll on the back foot. This one is sinking. You see, you cannot have from up pose, that's also sinking here, go in a contact without any in-betweens. This is passing, 10 is up. So why his foot from up is still going up? That's strange. And then just hits down. I would definitely suggest that you go back to walks and runs on PDF and read about the basics of how to make walks and how to make runs, because there is some basic knowledge, I would say, missing here. If this is a contact, then you know, on number 2, this foot should still go back a bit, kind of like a peeling off towards this one. This one should be straighter leg, supporting leg, and then for some reason from here, from this pose, he should go towards this pose down to the in-betweens of 11 and 12, but he's not, so I don't know exactly what's going on there. Rotation Y, there is a sum. And on this one, you don't have it. rotation y minus 10. Okay, so you have rotation y, but it's really not probably enough, because I can see now actually there is some, but I would actually definitely make more. Yeah, it's that curve should be nicely curved. It doesn't look like, you know, it should have nice dip. This one is also kind of broken. So definitely I would suggest to go back to the basics, read about how to do walks, how to do basic runs, because that is important, because it will follow you from now till the end. So you have to know, you have to be familiar with that. All right. So I'm gonna stop here because I cannot rant forever. But I guess we'll see you next month. Thank you.